April 16, 2022. The only resurrection, Dima to Aurora, here present with the latest energy update regarding mission. So, as you all know, I'm the Terminator in terms of ego mind deconstruction. And since in your fake calendar and your fake federal grids and your fake lame excuses for a life, it is quote unquote what you call Easter, which in truth, when Jesus was around, he never said he wanted anyone to every year reenact and go to so in himself, Jesus hates Christians, honestly. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites. So, I don't even know that there are any Christed ones. I've never met anyone before, that actually shifted to archangelic orders. I'm still here, unfortunately. And now I know why. I'm in a Latino gang, MS-13 community. So we've had to, call the FBI, which are useless people, the cops, which are thieves on these topics, the embassies, which is total retards. Nothing is functional on the matters of why Latino gang is, that criminal and ruling in such wrong ways. First of all, they've invaded my wedding in Nashville, Tennessee. People making pretend they're your friends. I came back from Tennessee. The crystal was in my room, in my bed. They had me on the floor on a yoga mat, still paying rent. I mean, the means whereby people want to diminish other people to be someone else. And as you all saw, all these videos I've been posting since I've been in this setting now 4 months have been really in nature and essence of very high caliber, anger because of the spell work they put on me. This is so unfair. I'm here monitored 24/7 by the Germans. She watches me on video, so does Steven Thompson, and he thinks he chose her because she saw him for who he is and I don't. Meaning she calls him Lucifer. That was their only ordeal. The first time him and I sat at One Hot Mama's, she called me because she was my fake roommate. She was just a spy there to ruin mission. I mean, she would go to the kitchen, take my cup, drink from it without my permission, wear my clothes, use my computer, and just was very obnoxiously parasitical and vampiristic by nature, and just a big fat liar. Everything I would receive information or post on my WhatsApp, she would read, and then she would text her mom in Costa Rica. And the mom would send her back pictures of chickens who hatched, heaven on earth, and Costa Rica, and all the Latino gang would be so happy, and Brendan would be lying to me, and they're all disgusting slime bags. Literally, these people thought that if they manipulate me into deep levels of depression after because Billy Hodge is on their team. I mean, Billy and I see all Danny, Lachelle, Jake Riley, all these people from the, what do you call it down south, those coral sand resorts, thieves. They're all yeah, we love Cristal. They're all for it, that, the robbery, and every time it's in a public setting, they just ignore me now, just so that they pretend that I'm the fake one, just they're all in service to Hordoa. And if these people think that, oh, if they sit at a table on Easter Sunday, eat eggs with their children, God's gonna take notice of them. First of all, whoever you think is God and whoever the Illuminati are trying to set up, is God Totayana or is God Steve? Who am I gonna fuck next? There is no God at this point. If you guys think this is the definition of God, you are absolutely deluded. First of all, provided Stephen was really Lucifer, because you gotta know, I found him, I saw him there at the lodge, I went up to him, I sat there, I asked if I could kiss him, I kissed him, I moved in then, I opened heaven on earth, and then all he ever did was say, hey, you're not Arkea, go be a baker, because he was serving Hordoba. Like literally, it was so bad. Like every time we even had any intimacy, I'd be on camera and she'd be elsewhere doing the same position. And that's the only reason why she had me forced to get a license as a dancer at Hilton Head Town Hall in front of the camera. I mean, but Hilton Head Town Hall will never go back because Chamber of Commerce was already set up by the Bikram evil demonic people to already set up Heather biologically to carry his first child, then the Cordoba to go attack him. Like Bikram is the biggest terrorist group ever conceived. And then they also prepped Victoria for, the Jonah now that he's trying to like replace her with me. After he called me, made me go to Tennessee, sit under the tree while Stephen and Crystal were married for the final Event Energies update with the fraud for First Contact Grand Routine idiots who are total hypocrites and absolute losers and nothing to do with any light work at all. So long story short, I mean, for any being, first of all, I open heaven on earth. I, Aurora, he stole my citizen. He shut down heaven on earth. He brought me down to my knees. Years tried to kill me with all the Latino gang douchebags. And now I'm here in a poverty-stricken community with a bunch of spies that all trying to conspire to like keep me baby so that I get robbed at any given like price and chance. And he's like expecting me to go knock at some Pancho Villa door. Like now he's apparently in 13. So if I knock there, like, if they've just fucked, they'll put like bananas at the door and then have some ugly Mexican just open to like try to get me to suck his dick in the living room or whatever. Just disgusting people, for real. It's just like the like highest levels disgusting ever conceived, It's criminal intent. I cannot express the amount of like actual hate I feel in my heart, which I'm transmuting because they're not worth it, which I did this morning. I've already burnt letters for the angels. Last night I performed the surgery at Mix on Main. While I was performing the surgery, you had the like manager and bartender simultaneously come at me and say like that I had to, tone it down because the customers, whatever, because like Bible scriptures are not that, whatever, because like I mix the gospel, which I shift to female form for the most part, and not all the time, because it's not for every passage, the accuracy rate, and then they opened the back door for me to like get out of there like an animal, like they're just like, this whole town literally needs to be blessed. It's disgusting. I cannot express the amount of disgusting energies I feel. First of all, for my uncles, like when I called them from Siesta Key and I was like, I'll send you flowers. Why don't we have David go there? They're like, no, just because they want to have power over. First of all, you never had a father, meaning, he died a long time ago. So now if you make pretend that you know what you're doing, and if you think it's cool to have me out on the streets while you keep Russell and Tatiana in my bed, you are disgusting, cruel, literal criminals and terrorists, and you are the most asinine order of being ever conceived, be it Alexander or Fadi, for what you've done. This is disgusting for you all to think it's even conceivable to deny me my own birthrights and then make pretend it's my fault. It's not my fault at all. All the lyrics now for Aurora Vivo, it's all like a tangent. Okay, you have all my journals since I'm a kid. You have all my clothing. Everything I kept. My mom kept every single item of anything I ever touched, like a church. Now it's in the hands of the thieves and the terrorists that are using them for black magic purposes to keep me in the dark and the dust. They've killed my mom. They've killed everybody who's ever loved me. And those that are still alive obviously don't love me, because anybody who loves me would never even think of even constructing a plan that is that disgusting and try to ridicule me for 4 months amongst a community of Latino bullies and bullies of any gender type or shape that are coming here just to steal my energy, to spy on me, to get fucked elsewhere, even over Easter. I mean, for a grown man to get someone he so-called loves. And everybody tells me, by the way, like when I go south, the co-creators that, assist me and book sessions and everything, and advance in contract of healing the island and are open and receptive, are still an ego, because the whole field is an ego. But they will tell me, he don't love you. They don't love you. These people don't love you. They don't care for you. They never did. Because they make pretend that they don't give a fuck about me. Like, Steven walks like and he sends that great crowd to show me Krista Cordoba's card so I can call it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to call these terrorists. They're thieves, and they're bloodlust, ugly people who tortured a woman cruelly. They left me 4 nights in Springwood Hill, Tennessee, under a tree, screaming bloody murder. They sent me a Capricorn who works at Taco Bell, who was bringing me free tacos, but there was something in those tacos that was making me like very dizzy and sleepy. So I would wake up from my sleep, I would see like a spider crawling up here, and I was so like drugged on I don't know what they put in my tacos that I wasn't even able to move my hand and go like this. So I see a spider crawling up on me, and I have arachnophobia. So and I see its 8 eyes like bleh, like turning around and like looking straight into my eyes, walking up. I can't even scream because I'm so dizzy on whatever they got their buddy from, you know, the Capricorn land to put in my food. And the Capricorn thing is they want to link it to either Lee Wood or Lawrence Frieda, because they have like options. Like, these people think that if they steal this, that from me, and then they don't tell me anything for years, and then they bring me back here, and then they send me to Black Marlin with like a guy called whatever he was called, Kyle, who also drugged me at like Arthur Miller's house, whatever he put in my drink. Then Lawrence Frieda last East or Thanksgiving was like, you were making a scene, screaming toward, I don't know what they put in my drinks. I don't know what they put in my food. And it's always the same scenario. They try to get evidence to make me look crazy because Crystal has a like inferiority complex. She hates herself to the extent of, apparently he had my name, Aurora, tattooed on its pussy. And she knows very well she's not Aurora. She was there in the room every day. She was there spying on me, like running on me like a little troll, and like emailing her mom in Costa Rica and stealing everything. And now for Steven to actually watch me and then fuck that shit, I mean, literally, no divine being would do it. No way. No way. You would never do it. If he was really Lucifer, this would never have happened. And then for them to try to like bring me back from LA to stick me with Brendan, and then in case I don't suck his dick, put me in a park. Then the terrorist group who did the Nashville explosion for AT&T in Christmas of 2020 under Ayacuenta booking for the West Virginia, like Chicago, whatever. Same people. They hit my brother with a mushroom-like explosion because he had given me mushrooms first. So, they link like terrorist activities with like, they think it's cool, like, oh my god, like she deserves it. She didn't suck my dick. She's an ingrate. We're gonna blow up her brother. Like, these people actually think that if Cordoba goes to Tennessee, they keep me under a tree, the cops are bullied and bribed and paid, that then I have to comply to accepting that, oh, now she became Aurora. No, Habibi. I received divine messages, and I'm the only one who does the work. All these people ever did was, oh, I sent an email to the yoga, island yoga place. Oh, she went behind my back with Steven's support and bought the place, and they kicked me out of the whole yoga scene when I had guidance to give galactic yoga from Shasta via Miguel Lamboy, who actually is the biggest terrorist ever conceived. MS-13 is them. They're the ones who brought me to the Korean quarters in LA with the masked people before COVID ever was. Get me in there with like a Bikram studio right across the street. That's where they developed COVID. It's nuclear warfare, biological warfare. These people will kill you all just to keep the bubble on the side for the fake crystal world, where they're like doing now a fake harem style teachings where Crystal like has her Bibles, the Crystal Bibles, and they put every stone and the property of what it does, and then they bring the stones, lay them on each other's bodies, and bring the kids and everyone to like be free sexual beings. And now even the children, like they mock me and they bully me and they like make fun of me. Like, it's so funny that I'm not playing demented, absurd games of orgies and bullshit. That is not full planetary liberation. That is not mission. That is not at all a crystal school. That is not a light school. That is complete theft and robbery. So Pastor Jim had told me, how dare you hold a crystal? You were telling me the power of the divine. You want to bring it down to a crystal. That's when they kicked me out of Resurrection Church here. And Amy came on the third way, and they had me move to California. They thought I would stick over there so that they can make Crystal their queen here and I can never find out, and they can still spy on me at a distance. That's Jade Breland and Jim Breland, that are managers at Wells Fargo, that helped Crystal rob my funds and my accounts. Same for the Adam Wahlberg, whatever, Bank of America helped. That was Bikram Brendan picked me up that night, took me to Tiki Hut when they stole my Bank of America main card for Andrew Ryan Profaci and Amber. And they sent me this guy from like a sex trade, porn channel who looks like Andrew, trying to get me to go to Fort Lauderdale. It is the most ridiculous scheme ever conceived. For me to even think that now, like my uncles, honestly, you can't like give them any credit or value because they're street kids at this point. They've denied their own mothers, their own lineage, their own sister, their own breed, to make fake money with fake people who think they're having power over me because she married Russell Pearson under Dima Tabrawi, and all Lebanon acquiesces to this plan because the Illuminati of the Kardashian mafia, for a surge group of those Armenians. Surge was in my bus, Laura. This has been planned eons ago for this bullshit. So now I'm sitting here. I don't have access to my funds, to my citizen, to my own creation and art and my own house. I am forced to be, persona non grata, a ghost. Everybody mocks me. Everybody makes fun of me. I can't go anywhere at all. I'm kicked out of every place because every time I go somewhere, they come and they just fuck in the restroom. Or like if I'm in the restroom, they'll break my screen and they'll fuck on the bar. And then if I go back, the bartender will be like, yeah, you can't come back here.